Hello, wanted to share another way of breeding in contrast to my video called 500,000 net in 30 days. This one, I didn't know what title to call it. Maybe I'll think of it later. But starting with 19 eggs, the amount that would be available in 35 or 40 days in so many cycles. We're going to go through these numbers, but first I need to make a note. If you watched my video 500,000 in 30 days, in the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 days it was out, the note wasn't there. I added a note in the description and it said, um, based on the prices changing, uh, because the TUS and breed prices were pretty low in early January. Based on the prices changing, it may take you 10 to 15 days longer to reach that net goal, which is still worth it. It's not a big deal, but just be aware that as the accounts get larger, the deficit of growing is a little lot higher, which means you have to sell a few more virgins if you don't want to come out of pocket. So 14,000 is not enough. So you may need to put your timeline back 2 or 3 cycles. Okay? So these are January 28th numbers of Friday. I got these numbers earlier today. They definitely have changed since later on. Starting with just 19 eggs, and these eggs don't really even hatch until February the 2nd. I have 2 accounts right now, and so that's my real start date. So I have TUS at 0.25, and the CRA, it's basically a wash. It's earned while you're mining. You're going to earn 22.5 per day, and yes, you do mine 6 times per day. Absolutely, you mine 6 times per day. You're losing money for not doing that. You can join my free Discord if you want access to that script. I'll share that at the end of the video. And so then you're going to mine for 5 days. That means you're getting 112 per cycle. Breeding takes breeding twice. You're only breeding twice on this strategy, and you're putting them right in the mines and mining teams right after twice. That's 210 CRA. So at 80 cents each, that difference is under $100. Big deal. So a few $100 here and there. I'm not putting this in all the calculations. I'm giving you a big overview picture. You're going to need to update these different numbers based on whatever day you watch this video. But this concept is reality. You earn 1,822 TUS per team per day because you're mining 6 times. Times 5 is 9,110 TUS. You're not as concerned about so much about the price of TUS to USD because you're going to be rolling this over for a period of time. And in my example, you'll see 7, 8, 9 cycles. Yeah, you may want to only roll over 4 cycles and then pull out $5,000 in order to whatever personal money you need. So the longer you can roll it over, the better. So starting off with cycle 1 here, you're going to sell 5 virgins right off the bat. You're going to get 35,000 each. That is the average. That was the average this afternoon. If you wait on your timing, that'll be good. In fact, if the whole market would just not go below 35, we'd be fine because people are still buying in like crazy. That's 175,000 TUS. You're going to breed the other 14, 7 pairs. It's only 25,500 TUS for each time. It's a lot less when you're not expanding the whole time. Okay, so this is going to be a slower expansion, but you'll see how the numbers work. And times 7, that's 178. So the difference is that you're out 3,500 TUS, about $875 out of pocket. Big deal. Okay. Convert all these bred ones into teams. So you now have 14 of these. That's going to be 4 teams. Okay. Teams have to be 3. There's 3 to a team. You're breeding 2s, but they're 3 to a team. Okay, this means you have 2 left over. Remember that. That's why I have it underlined. Okay. You're going to put these 2 in the tavern for 5 days, make about 3,000 TUS. That can help you cover the extra CRA cost. Okay. So you're going to start mining with these 4 teams. Okay. This mining earns you 36,440 TUS. Okay. That's nice. You're going to see this number go up and up and up as your number of teams goes up. You also now have 14 eggs. Okay. So the 14 eggs, this is how it works. Let's go down each. Okay. You're going to sell 3 virgins this time. So you're selling less virgins. Okay, you get 105,000 TUS, but you get 36,000 TUS from mining here. So it's 141. Now, if you can afford it, this is a big tip right here. If you have just a little extra money, if you can afford it and only sell 2 virgins, then and cover this 22,000 TUS, which is about another $5,000 or $6,000. This is going to let you breed 12 times instead of 10, and this is going to adjust all your numbers in this example upward. Okay, I did not do this. I'm doing a little more conservative example, as if you didn't have more. And by the way, I know a lot of you, it's going to take 3 or 4 weeks to get up to 19 eggs. Okay, that's fine. So I'm not counting that either. I started, I believe it was January 1st or December 31st. I forget now. So you're going to breed 10 as 5 pairs. There's your cost right there. You have 1 virgin left over this time. Okay, so you've got 14 minus 10 minus 3 is 1. You're going to sell that 1 virgin for 35,000. That's important. You sell that virgin there. Okay, so this difference is 48,000. So you're going to breed 1 set 3 times. See, once in a while you're going to breed them 3 times. You don't care. You're throwing them into teams. They're going to be in teams forever. Whether it was bred 2 times or 3 times doesn't make a difference for team play. But that extra ones, you're going to see it's going to make a difference times that we do this. So now you've got 23,440 left over. If you could just add 2,000 more TUS, once again, it'd be worth it, because then you could breed another one and have another egg. But I didn't do that on this one. Convert all the bred ones into teams. So you're going to have 10, and now you have those 2 leftovers. Remember from the first cycle? We have these 2 leftovers right here. Well, these 2 leftovers moves you up to 12. This is 4 teams now. So these 4 teams plus the old 4 teams is 8 teams. 8 teams earns you 72,880 TUS per cycle. Okay, so if you just stopped right there and you took 72,000 divided by 4, it's 25 cents. It's about $18,000 per cycle. 18,000 per cycle divided by 5 days. That's $3,600 a day. Okay, of course, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot in a major way, and you're gonna have to sell everything in order to continue to move on. Not everything, but sell these eggs. So I'll show you the net a little bit later when it makes more sense. You want to pass a certain threshold. Very important. You pass a certain threshold to make it so it's self-perpetuating and spitting out profits, which of course you can adjust. So you now have 11 eggs, and you have leftover TUS. Okay, I'm going to speed this up a little bit more now that you kind of understand the formula. Although it switches slightly each time. Here you're going to sell 1 virgin. You got your 72,000 from mining. You've saved 23,000. That's 131. You're breeding the same 10, which is 5 pairs. Okay, that's 25,000. That's 127. 127. Now you've got just a little leftover TUS this time. You can convert all these bred ones into teams again. That's an extra 3 teams. You've got 1 leftover 2 bred. Put it in the tavern. There it is. You're going to start mining with these 11 teams. You're now up to 11 teams, only 15 days into this. Okay? 11 teams. That's 33 of them, plus 10 eggs. That's 43 of them. And you only started with 19. So you went from 19 to 43, okay, total, in just that amount of time. So these 11 teams are making you now 100,000 TUS. And you've got 10 eggs, and you've got that 1 leftover one, and you've got your extra TUS. And you can of course do all your numbers yourself, which I recommend. All right, cycle 4, day 20. Not selling any virgins this time. You've got your 100,000 from the mining. You're going to sell your 2 bred one. The 2 bred one that we had in the tavern here earlier. You're going to sell that. It's about 21,000. Sometimes it's 20,000. Sometimes it's 22,000, but kind of an average. Plus you've got this a little bit saved. That gives you 126. Same part here. So 127. So your difference, you're out of pocket about 1,400 TUS. No big deal. A few $100s. Okay. Tavern may have covered that, and you have your little CRA costs. You're going to convert all these ones into teams. Once again, that's 3 more teams. 1 left over. Put it in the tavern. So now you've got 14 teams. 14 teams earns you 127,000 TUS. So you can see this number here is now getting above this number here. Okay, that's what's important. You once again have 10 eggs and 1 left over. Now it's going to start getting fun. Now that this number's finally passed, this is where you get into that, perpetual motion and perpendicular growth, parabolic growth, I guess might be the word I'm looking for. Sell. Zero virgins this time. You've got this 127,000 for mining, and it costs you the same amount, 127.5. You get a 42 US profit. Okay, you convert all these bred ones into teams. That's another 3 teams. Once again, you got 1 left over, and don't forget, you still had 1 left over from last cycle. Okay, you're putting them both in the tavern. Pick up a few thousand TUS from that. So mining these, you now have 17 teams. 17 teams equals 154,870 TUS every 5 days. 10 eggs, 2 leftovers. All right, now it's going to kick into high gear, as you will see shortly. Day 30, for me, would be February 27th. Sell 1 of the virgins. Okay, this gives you up to 189,000. Your same breed cost is 127. You're going to do something different this time. You've got 62,000 left over. You're going to breed 2 of your 2 breds once each. Okay? So it's 25,500 times 2 is 51,000. Now you've got left over 11,000. You don't ever want to sit with a huge amount of TUS. You would rather breed and get an extra egg out of that. So now you're converting all the bred ones into teams. Once again, this is 3 teams. Okay? With 1 left over, okay, plus 2 old leftover ones. What does that equal? That equals 3. That's 1 more team. So there you go. You got 4 teams this time. Okay? You got 4 teams this time. Because you had the 2 left over in the tavern. You got this one, 4 teams, plus the old 17. Now you have 21 teams. Not only is it 21 teams, but now you have 12 eggs because of what you did before. And this is exactly what I'm doing, by the way. I'm actually kind of doing a little combo between my first strategy and the second strategy. I'll share it later. There's 191,310 TUS every 5 days. Close to $50,000 USD every 5 days. This is only 30 days into it. Probably 60 days total if you started with ABCD farm, depending what what amount you started with. Day 35, cycle 6, you're not selling any new virgins, you're getting all this, and your costs are the same with these. Oh, the cost goes up a little bit now, because now you're breeding six pairs. So your cost is 153, but you're covered. You're covered. You still got an extra 38,000 left over, TUS. What are you going to do? Going to breed one of these 2 breeds to make it a 3 breed. Cost you 25,500, which is cheaper than buying a virgin pure bulk. Okay, I'm only doing pure bulks. Now you've got left over 13,000. You convert all these bred ones into teams, you've got 4 extra teams. 21 plus 4, 25 teams now. That's 75 of working for you in the mines. 25 teams. This earns you 227,000. And you have 13 eggs, not just 12. You got 13 eggs, and that's your leftover TUS. All right. Next, you're now earning 227. Kind of getting repetitive, but it changes just slightly each time. You're only doing the 6. 153. There's 109 left over. You're going to breed 4 of the 2 breds once. Cost you 102,000 TUS. This gives you 7,750 left over. Okay? This is not pulling profits yet. This is kind of being aggressive for another 40 days. Obviously, you want to sell a virgin, pick up $9,000 for yourself. Do that anytime you want. Slow it down a little bit. But this is the strategy. Convert all these bred ones into teams. It gives you 4 more teams. You're now looking at 29 teams. Okay, you went from 25 teams to 29 teams. 29 teams earns you 264,190 TUS. And you now have 16 eggs. 16 eggs. This is where it goes parabolic. All right. And now I want to share a few extra notes here. And this is the last one, so we're going to wrap this up. Day 45, cycle number 9. You're getting 264,000. You're going to breed 8 this time. 8's going to cost you a little bit more. Okay, 16 of them total is 8 pairs. It's going to cost you 204. You still got 67,000 left over. So you're going to breed 3 of these 2 breds. Okay, that's 8,000 left over now. Convert all these into teams. Now you've got 5 extra teams, pumping out 5 extra teams every round, plus pulling profits. Plus you got 1 of the 2 breds left over. You're going to start mining with these 34 teams. Looking at 34 teams, this earns you 309,740. That's about 77,000 USD per cycle. The TUS being at 0.25, 25 cents, which is a decent amount. I mean, it pretty good average. It jumps around 23 cents, 26 cents. You just look at the chart. But to keep it running at only a basic team expansion of 5 new teams per cycle, you're going to need, remember that same 204,000 TUS, same number as here. But you're getting now 309,000. So really, you got 105,000 TUS net profit. So now you're getting about 25,000 net profit and growing of 5 new teams per week. Okay, so this is that kind of growth level where you say, okay, I'm just going to pull the profits, but still grow. Obviously, you can adjust this back on cycle 6, 7, cycle 3, and any time that you want, you can adjust it. And so you're growing quite rapidly at this point. You also now have 16 eggs, and you've got two bred left over here. So that means every 3 cycles you can add an extra team. I didn't do that on here, but if you go up to cycle, this would be cycle 10. You're at 37,000 net plus 5 more teams. Next cycle, you're at 49,000 net. That's cycle 9. This would be cycle 10, 11, 12. Cycle 13, you're looking at 54 teams. Your net's over 60, 70,000 at that point. And so 5 new teams each time. Little side note here, 34 teams is 102 crabs. The average sale of a 2-bred pure bulk is about $5,700. So that's $581,000 in assets, plus 16 virgins is another $144,000, $9,000 average price. It's about $725,000 in assets. Me just stopping this 45 days into you starting with 19, which is probably a 75-day, 80-day point. Unlike these other NFTs that are out there with just the pictures and whatever else, these assets actually produce a weekly income. Excuse my typos, more of a math guy than a typer. And this is one reason why Crabada just passed the daily volume of Axie. I still have about 100 Axies, but they think they did 2.4 million. Axie did that today, January 28th. Crabada had over 2.5 million in sales. So which way is a better way to breed? My other video or this way? It's up to you. Depends on you. You can always do both. I'll be doing both based on times I want to be a little more aggressive, breed more, and times I want to have more in the mining farms. That's what I'm going to do. You're going to mine more when the TUS is high, and you're going to breed more when TUS is low. You don't have to do it that way, but that would be the way to optimize. So you need to watch the market multiple times per day to know when TUS is, quote, high or low. And I'm watching it each day, so I definitely know on those things. And I also dollar cost average DCA throughout the whole breeding anyway. So I'm not just doing it 5-day increments. I might with the original 19 of them, I might do 5 on one day and 3 on one day and 6 on another day. And then, of course, you'd want to cash out to USDT only when the TUS is high. And then you convert that to USD, of course. That's not difficult to do if you watch that TUS chart. You just have to be on top of it. So it's 2 separate things. One is a combo between breeding and mining if you decide to do both. If you're not doing both and you're just doing it this way with just mining teams the whole way, then that's a little different. Another advantage on this system is that once you get past 3 teams, it forces you to stake and hold CRA. And I'm going to be a big holder of CRA, but I don't have it yet because I've been doing aggressive breeding. But this is going to force me to do that because you can only hold 3 teams. You can only hold 3 teams. So then you have to start staking in order to get the amulet tokens in order to hold more teams. So it forces you to become a long-term holder in CRA, which is beautiful tokenomics. It's just great. Really smart of the developers. I believe it's poised to go up to $10 to $20 somewhere between April to August. April's my earliest, that if it jumped to 10. August is kind of my latest. It may be May, June, July, but based on how Axie went, based on market cap, based on growth, and it could end up doing a lot higher. It could be a little slower. It's not staying around 80 cents, I'll say that. And obviously nothing I share isn't personal financial advice. but you can take that how you want. Maybe $50 to $100 by December. I'll actually go do that, make that huge run as the masses piled in. Lastly, if you are a pure bulk breeder and you're the type of person that likes to give back, well then you can friend me on Discord and you can join my free group for pure bulk breeders only. Pure bulk breeders only. And the Discord is Blue Lake 316. Blue Lake 316. And send a message and say that you actually watched the whole video. That's why I saved this to the end, because I only want people that are serious and that are pure bulk breeders. Now, if you have a bunch of primes and surges, that's fine too. But that's it for this video. Hopefully you learned something. Thank you.